this is Tets of Tets Toys and Shenanigans, and today we're going to have a look at Blastoff from Takaratomy's Unite Warriors line. And we'll start off with him in the space shuttle mode. Have to admit, doesn't quite look like any space shuttle I've seen before. Although looking at him from the front, I get a kind of Galaxy Force noise maze kind of feel from him. Colors are kind of nice, very brown and purpley. Not all that much like the original toy. I have to admit that my impressions of him in the cartoon are a bit hazy, so I can't comment on that. From the top it looks alright, except he has a gap between his body and the arms, which is a bit unsightly and can be seen through. I do like the molding detail on him. Kind of looks a bit like I don't know quite what it is, so we'll pretend it's a space aeroplane kind of vehicle mode. From the bottom, you can see that there's some painted landing gear and a couple of holes for guns to be mounted under the wings. I was actually surprised to see that he's got quite a few accessory hole slots, like you can use the ones for his hands. There's one in the middle of the back of the plane, two under the wings, and if you're feeling clever, there's some where his, oh, not quite where his nipples are, but just next to the joint, the combination joint, which can be plugged in. Oh, and he also has a little hole in the nose of the shuttle for storage of his weapon. It's not a horrible looking vehicle, and it doesn't strike me much as a shuttle, to be honest. They have cleverly used the Rook's hands with the peg holes on the end of the fists for like extra rocket boosters. So it actually looks like he has 4 rocket boosters on the back. That's kind of nice. Paint's pretty good. He's got nice Decepticon insignias on his wings and up near the roof of the shuttle mode, which is not bad. Not a bad looking mode, just doesn't quite look like shuttle. Although I think I do prefer it to his jet mode. Transformation takes kind of cues from here and there. And then we have Blastoff in his robot mode, and I think generally I kind of like it, you know. Sure, he's got a massive chest, but he's not the first Transformer to ever have a massive chest. Having a look at his head, it's kind of nice. I do like it, it's very good. He's on a little flip joint so it can get out of the way for his combiner joint. And it's actually got a good range of motion on it as well. Well, you can make him tilt it and look down slightly. He can't look up much at all. Paint's pretty good. I do like his eyes. They got like a nice kind of weak metallic blue color to them. He's got a purple crest thing just before his forehead and a nice mouth plate going on. The legs are broken up nicely with the brown, and as are the arms. So in a way, this color pattern is also replicated on the legs, with the thighs being the plain brown and his shins and calves being the painted browns. It looks good, it's symmetrical. I like it, it's nice. Because of that hinge, you can make him look into the gaping hole in his chest. Shoulders are on a ball joint. They are slightly hindered by the sculpt, because there's a bit of squareness going on, so some moves are a bit funky, but then because he has a handy dandy bicep swivel, which was also very tight on mine, and it has, one of them suffered from a slight stress fracture almost out of the box. Because of that bicep swivel, you can pretty much have him point wherever you want. He has a very nice elbow joint with a lot of bend in it. due to the transformation to his arm mode. Okay, he's got a swivel at his waist for transformation, thigh swivels, ball jointed hips, which are slightly hindered. They can be a bit tough depending where you want them to go because of the squareness of the hips. They kind of clash with the top of his waist a little bit. He's got knees which have a great deep bend in them, and when they're cranked all the way you can actually see the gaping hole in his calves area. And his toes, he has a toe joint due to transformation, which you can kind of waggle around as you like, and as a little sexy bonus he comes with ankle tilts as well. Glorious. Very, very nice. The ankle tilts actually surprised me a lot because they're not really needed for anything, and yet they're there, just like most of the Constructicons from this line. Weapon wise, he comes with a little tiny pea shooter gun, which also becomes the front landing gear for his shuttle mode, and his stupid hand foot gun, which sits on top of the shuttle, or as a nice change of pace can actually be plugged into his back if you don't want him to have to hold it. Interestingly, old Blastoff here has lots of connection points for stuff, just freaking everywhere, and you can just go crazy. So you can make him do Rook's big hand mode, as well as sticking mounting the guns under his forearms and in his toes and on his wings, on the side of his calves, on his back, twice if you're feeling adventurous. It's kind of nuts and looks really stupid, but it's good fun to have. So there we go. And admittedly, while I do think that the Combiner Wars Unite Warrior toys are very nice, I'm firmly of the belief that the designer's main intent is to have you have these guys as a combined mode. So I think that if the robot mode suffers a little bit for the combined mode, that's fine. Let's have a look at Blastoff's arm mode. I actually really like the look of it. He has a lot of bulk and looks really, really cool. But the only problem I have with him in arm mode is the fact that because his hips are a little bit stiff on the forward motion, it can be hard to get an elbow bend. Bit of piss fighting around from shuttle mode, and we get his leg mode. And I have to say, he looks a lot better as a leg than I thought he would. I didn't think his leg mode would be all that great, but it does look like Bruticus has a space shuttle for a leg, which is cool. I dig that. And you know, the extra tail fins and stuff kind of look very nice. And so there we have it. Essentially, that is Takaratomy's Blastoff. I'm fairly ambivalent towards his vehicle mode because I don't really think it managed to hit the look of a space shuttle properly. However, the robot mode is nice, and his arm mode and leg mode are really, really good. I really like them. So there we go. That's Blastoff from Unite Warriors.